I loved the Burning Shores DLC and thought it was such a great addition to the Horizon franchise. It introduced us to some new characters and reintroduced us to some ones we haven't seen in a while. It gave us new machines, weapons, armors, and skills, opened up a completely new part of the map that looks incredible, and expanded the lore and history of the Horizon universe in some really cool and unexpected ways. Now, all that being said, I get that it's not without its criticisms. Was it long enough? No, of course not. Do I wish we'd have gotten a new tall neck or hunting grounds? Absolutely. Did the story feel a bit rushed in parts? Yeah, kind of. But it was never going to be enough. Our appetites for Horizon content is insatiable. I'm always going to want more. But despite its criticisms, what we did get was amazing. So here's my top 5 reasons that I loved the Burning Shores. And just a warning before we go any further. There are story spoilers in this video. A lot of spoilers. All of the spoilers. So if you don't want any spoilers, feel free to check out my other video where I break down the new weapons and armors in the Burning Shores with no story spoilers. I'll link to that video in the description below. And while we're at it, if you love the Burning Shores as much as I did, let me know what you liked about it in the comments below. And if you hated it, let me know that too. Okay, let's get into it. Let's start by talking about some of my favorite new weapons. In total, we got 9 new legendary weapons, 6 that can be bought from the merchant as soon as you land in Fleet's End, and 3, like the Spectre Gauntlet, that can be gotten as part of side missions and main quests. We also got the cool Easter egg bow, which is a nice nod to The Last of Us Part 2, and is the best way I've found to one-shot Slaughter Spines even on ultra hard. If you need help finding where that's at, I'll link to my short video below that takes you to the exact location. And finally, we got the Black Tide Sharpshot bow, which was available as a pre-order special. Now, I'm not going to break down each of these new weapons in this video, but after upgrading and testing them all out, here's the ones that I found to be the most useful. If you've seen any of my previous Horizon videos, you'll know that I'm a huge fan of the Ropecaster, which is why I was particularly excited for the new Tie That Binds Ropecaster. This new legendary Ropecaster is a pretty significant upgrade over my previous favorite, the Elite Ropecaster, because it has 3 additional perks and 2 additional coil slots. In particular, the 25% reload speed and the 65% draw speed perks pair really nicely, since Ropecasters tend to be pretty slow, especially when you're in the middle of combat. I found this Ropecaster to be essential when navigating some of the larger groups of enemies that you typically encounter when exploring the Burning Shores. Now, I'm also a huge fan of the new legendary spike thrower, The Last Argument, which is our first legendary spike thrower that comes with drill spikes. Drill spikes are great for triggering knockdowns, which can help when you're dealing with larger enemies or just trying to thin out a crowd of smaller ones. It also has plus 25% knockdown power to make it even easier to trigger knockdowns, as well as 40% damage over time, which again pairs really nicely with drill spikes. I also have the Elite Knockdown Coil equipped on mine, and I found that with this combination, I can pretty much trigger a knockdown with every single drill spike throw. And finally, the new Sharpshot bow, Gravesinger's Lament, which I've used to replace my previous go-to Sharpshot bow, Ereb's Downfall. Not only does Gravesinger's Lament have higher impact and tear damage out of the box, but you also get plus 25% stealth damage, plus 25% overdraw damage, and plus 40% draw speed. All of these perks pair really nicely with how I typically use my Sharpshot bow, which is to line up a really big, high damage shot to kick off a fight, or in combination with my Valor Surge to deal heavy damage. I'll also give an honorable mention here to the new Warrior bow, Eye of the Storm. Now personally, I'm not a huge fan of Warrior bows, but if you are, this one seems like a decent upgrade over the previous legendary Warrior bow, the Carja's Bane, because it comes with 3 different types of elemental ammo, Frost, Shock, and Acid. Frost and Shock in particular are pretty strong elements in Horizon Forbidden West, so if you like warrior bows, this one is definitely worth checking out. Next, let's talk about the main villain in the Burning Shores, Walter Londra. Every great story needs a great villain, and Londra is a great villain. In my opinion, Londra is the best true villain we've had in the Horizon series. Sure, we have Silence, who is absolutely amazing, but he's more of an anti-hero than a psychopathic killer, more of an the ends justify the means type. Whereas Londra is ruthless, and his plan to brainwash and kidnap the Quinn is pretty twisted. And the voice work done by Sam Wediver is just so creepy and menacing. No doubt he is a significant step up from the other Zeniths that we got in Forbidden West.
Yes, I am different than the others, yes!
I only wish that his end hadn't been so definitive so we could get more of him in the future. You never know though, I'm sure there are plenty of ways they could bring him back in the story if they wanted to. Now let's talk about my favorite new armor in the Burning Shores, the Quen Marine. The Quen Marine is available from the merchant right after you arrive at Fleet's End for 2,000 shards and 8 Brimshine. I find the Quen Marine to be one of the most versatile armor sets in the game no matter your particular playstyle because of its +2 concentration plus, +2 deep concentration, +2 concentration regen, +2 stamina regen, and +2 Valor Surge Master. The Valor Surge Master will fill up your Valor Surge bar more quickly, which is especially useful on Ultra Hard when you typically have to trigger your Valor Surge multiple times in a single fight. Now shout out also to the Quen Deadeye if you prefer a more stealthy build. Now, I haven't played around with this one too much since I don't typically play in stealth, but looking at the skills that are available out of the box and when upgraded, it definitely seems like a good option if you prefer a stealth playstyle. And also an honorable mention to the Nora Lookout. I love the overall look of this one, and it's a nice throwback to Horizon Zero Dawn. Now personally, I haven't played around with a low health build, but from what I've seen from others, it can be really powerful, so I definitely think this one is also worth checking out. Now moving on to Cauldron THETA. Personally, I love all the Cauldrons in Horizon Forbidden West. They're one of my favorite parts of the game, and something that makes the Horizon series especially unique. They're part puzzle, part maze, and all awesome. But Cauldron THETA in the Burning Shores is on a whole other level. It's like being inside a spaceship that's also inside a volcano. It's such a cool mix of metal meets lava meets cave, there's creepy eggs everywhere, and the futuristic synth music creates such a creepy and suspenseful atmosphere. I absolutely love it. And it caps off with a pretty challenging boss fight with an Apex Biogut, the new big bad machine of the Burning Shores. This boss fight can be pretty tricky, so if you are having trouble with it, be sure to check out my Biogut machine hunting strategy guide, where I break down the best ways that I've found to beat the Biogut and the Apex Biogut. I'll link to that video in the description below.
It's done. Whew. Now to get the data.
Last but certainly not least, let's talk about the final boss, the Horus. There had been a lot of pre-hype build up to this fight, and in my opinion, it absolutely delivered. This fight blew me away. Easily one of the best final boss fights in any video game ever. This fight is epic and looks incredible. This probably is my absolute favorite part about the Burning Shores. It's not a particularly challenging boss fight, which I actually really appreciate. I think it gives you a chance to kind of take it all in. I mean, just look at the size and scale of this fight. It's amazing. I can't imagine the Guerrilla team will be able to top this one for quite some time, but I'm super excited to see them try.
Let's try something else.
And that's it. Those are my top 5 reasons why I loved the Burning Shores. If I missed any of your favorite things, please do let me know in the comments below. And if you liked this video, don't forget to give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks, and I'll see you on the next one.